Well, hello, boys and girls. How are you? This is Mr. Broussard, and today we're going to do another science lesson, of course. I am trying to be a little bit quiet because I am in the library today, and there are other students and teachers working, so my voice is a little bit softer. But anyways, how are you? I hope that you're having a great day. I have been having a terrific day. And of course, we have been talking about erosion and weathering and all the forces that affect our planet, the surface of our planet, and how the landscape changes, right? All of those things. So today, we are going to have kind of like a wrap up to all the lessons that we have done about weathering and erosion. And let me show you what the learning target is, okay? So our learning target is, I can identify the main forces of erosion and weathering and explain how each one works to change the surface of planet Earth. So let's look at it one more time to make sure that we know for sure what it is that we're supposed to be learning today. So I can identify the main forces of erosion and weathering and explain how each one works to change the surface of planet Earth. And that's basically putting all the forces together and understanding what each one does, what each one is, and how they work in the weathering and erosion processes of our planet Earth. So in the last few lessons, we talked about how those forces change the surface of our planet, right? We looked at caverns, we looked at canyons, mountains, valleys, and all sorts of different land formations, and how erosion and weathering change all of those shapes over time. Remember how we looked at those before and after pictures of different formations, and how just a few years later they look different because of weathering and erosion, okay? So to start our lesson today, or to actually get really into the lesson, I want you to listen to the read aloud, okay? A read aloud on YouTube. So I'm gonna show you the link that you go to, okay? One moment. The title is Erosion Read Aloud Video. Erosion Read Aloud Video. Let me show you what it looks like. It's that video right here, okay? And that is a book, and there is a teacher doing a read aloud. So go right ahead and listen to that. It's about 8 minutes, okay? So go ahead and pause this lesson and listen to that video, and just try to see if they are, well, not try to see, I know for sure that you know many of the vocabulary words and many of the concepts that the teacher is reading from the book. So just listen to that and as a refresher in your mind, okay? So pause this lesson and watch that video. So now we are going to be reading an article online and filling out a graphic organizer of all the forces, how they work, and examples of each, okay? And that's how we are going to prove to ourselves and to our teachers that we actually learned what we needed to learn. Because remember that we're trying to understand the names and the definitions and examples of the different forces that change the surface of our planet, okay? So let me show you what article we're going to be reading. So the link is What is Weathering and Erosion for Kids, okay? You see that there? So let me click on it so that you see what it looks like. And this is the website, okay? Now, you're gonna be working with this website and with the graphic organizer that I'm gonna show you right now. So let me show you the title of that graphic organizer. The second one there, it says Forces of Erosion and Weathering, Doc, okay? That's the one that you're gonna be opening. And it looks like this. It looks like this, okay? And if you don't wanna do it on the Word document, you can also do it in your notebook, okay? As long as you're taking those notes and filling it out. Because this is gonna be the proof that you actually understand what those forces, how they work, and that you have some examples. So go ahead and open that article. that website, and we're going to read together, okay? We're going to read together the first part of it, and then you will continue doing it on your own, okay? So have the graphic organizer ready. Open the website, and let's go ahead and start reading. So the title is, What are weathering and erosion? So erosion is the process of constant disintegration of rocks. Disintegration meaning the breaking down of rocks and surfaces due to physical factors like wind, ice, water, and climate change. Thus, it's just the opposite of deposition, a process by which particles get deposited at a place by some physical factors, okay? Now you heard a word there, deposition. So far we have talked about erosion, we talked about weathering. So deposition, it's sort of related because deposition is when a lot of those particles, like for example sand, remember when we looked at sand and how beaches are formed? Deposition is when a lot of those particles are deposited, are left there in one place, okay? Deposition. So we have weathering, erosion, and deposition. Let's keep reading the article. So weathering, on the other hand, is the constant decaying of rocks and surfaces due to various climatic changes that affect their chemical composition. In geological terms, weathering can be defined as the process where rocks and soil are dissolved away and worn into smaller pieces. So we already knew that one, right? We knew what weathering is. I want you to scroll all the way down where it says erosion by water, because that is the first force that I want us to look at, erosion by water, okay? So in your graphic organizer, the first force, put water, okay? Now the second column is how does it work? So let's read over here. It says river, flood, lakes, rain, and ocean wash away all the sediments that are accumulated. So you can write that river, floods, lakes, because water, right? River, floods, lake, rain, and oceans wash away all the sediments that are accumulated. Rainfall also is responsible for 4 types of erosion, okay? So that's how it works. And what are some examples of it? Well, now you have to think of some of the pictures that we've seen in the last few lessons, right? So what has been formed by water? And now you put some examples there, okay? And let's go to the next column. Then the next force should be water, okay? And so you read that section by yourself and fill the 3 columns. The other should be ice, okay? Ice. So we have water, wind, ice. And ice is the one that we've talked the least about, but just get some information from there, okay? And then other factors there. And at the end, I ask you to put some facts. And you see 10 amazing facts about erosion? So you can put, 3 or 4 facts there that you find super interesting, okay? So you complete that on your own. And guess what? When you finish, I have a surprise for you. I have a special guest. And well, if I tell you it's not a surprise, so hurry up and finish that chart, finish that graphic organizer, proving that you know all these forces that shape our planet, the surface of our planet, and then we will get to our surprise. So, do you have the graphic organizer already finished? And you wrote about water, wind, and ice, okay? And if you did, now it's time for our special guest. So boys and girls, we have a special guest today. We've had him before, we had them one time before. And he has composed a song for us. His name is Mr. King. Here are the words to the song that Mr. King composed, the lyrics to the song. And now it's our very own Mr. King.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Let's sing this song about weathering and erosion.
All righty.
Let's talk about weathering. Talking about weathering. When the rock gets broken down by the rain just remember when the rock breaks down, that's what we call weathering. Yeah, that is weathering. Here we go. Let's talk about erosion. Talking about erosion. When the rock gets moved around by the rain and the wind and the gravity all around. You just remember when the rock moves around, that's what we call erosion. Yeah, that is erosion.
All right, thank you.
And we have come to the end of this lesson. So now we know that weathering, erosion, and deposition change the landscape of our planet through water, wind, and ice, and other forces that we haven't talked about, but those are the three main forces. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for being part of this lesson. Thank you for all your hard work, and I will see you next time. Remember that science is everywhere. Bye-bye. Have a great day.